a few book videos now because I haven't done one for ages and I really miss it, and I've been watching tons and tons of BookTube recently and I've really missed the community and all the people and just sharing my thoughts on books. So I've decided I'm going to start trying to at least do a wrap up once a month and maybe try and commit to one video a week that's sort of book related, because I've just sort of concentrated on running videos recently, and although they're fun, you do have to pay an entry fee and actually run a long way, which is quite difficult. So the book video, I'm going to do an August wrap up. So I have 4 books to talk about today. So the first one I've got is The Cows, which is written by Dawn O'Porter. She is a journalist, like a documentary maker in England, and I've always really loved her documentaries. Everything that I've watched of hers, I've found her really funny. So I thought I'd pick up the book, and I do like the cover as well. I just love the yellow and the black. I thought it was really sort of striking, so I was like, oh, okay, pick this one up. It was okay. It was quite a nice idea, because it's about 3 women whose lives intersect, and I do like those books where it's 3 different points or various different points of views, and where they all sort of come together. And it was quite a funny idea that one of the women, her storyline starts when she gets filmed doing something that's embarrassing on a train, and the guy who films her puts it on the internet and it goes viral, and it's how everything kicks off from that, and that's how all their stories start to come together. So it was a nice story about friendship and about what it means to be a woman and how society treats women. I mean, it was all right, but it just, I don't know whether it was the writing that I didn't like so much, but I think it was one of those that was a good idea, but I just don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. So, I mean, I would probably give it about 3 out of 5 stars, and most of that is because I like the idea more than I liked the characters or the writing. They just both fell a bit flat. But I would give it about 3 stars out of 5. My next book is Ruth Ware, The Lying Game. Now, I've read all of her books and I really enjoy her. So I read In a Dark Wood first, and then I read Woman in Cabin 10. Loved both of those. So I decided to try this one, and this one was different and I liked it a lot because I found, like, normally with a thriller or any kind of detective novel, you're finding things out with the detective, like the main character doesn't know the answer to what's happening and you find out with them. The main characters knew kind of up to a point what had happened, and you as the reader were finding out, and it was just really strange. I'd never had it that way. So it's basically about these girls who met at a private school, and they had their own little sort of club, and they used to lie and they'd get points for lying, and if people believed their lie they'd get more points, and anyway, something happens that meant that they had to leave the school. They got sort of excluded and expelled, and the idea behind the book is you're kind of finding out what happened and why they had to leave, but they've all like got together again as adults, and you're finding out all this past history. There gets to a point where you kind of catch up with everything they know, and then it goes into finding out the nitty-gritty that they didn't know. It's really confusing, but it's really good. It was done really well, and it was just different. because sometimes thriller novels can just be a bit of the same, or they're a bit formulaic, aren't they? This just kind of twisted it a little bit, and I really liked that. Now, my other one that I've got, I've read two of them. So I read, this is Robert Galbraith, who is J.K. Rowling. It's her pen name for the books she writes about Cormoran Strike, who is a private detective. Now, I read Cuckoo's Calling last month, and I just yesterday finished The Silkworm. They follow a private detective called Cormoran Strike, who is like an army veteran, and he's lost his leg, and now he's set up this private detective agency. And in the first book, he just takes on a temp called Robin, and she starts to help him solve the mysteries that he's got on his books. The first one is A Cuckoo's Calling, and it's about a model who falls off a balcony, and they don't know whether she's committed suicide or if she's been murdered, and he's finding out what actually happened. And then The Silkworm is about a writer who goes missing, and his wife comes to Cormoran and asks for him to try and find out where her husband has gone and what's happened to him, and it all follows that. But the good thing about these books that I absolutely loved was the relationships between them. Like, I want Cormoran Strike and Robin to get together. I've just finished the second book and they're still not together. I'm hoping they do get together. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to want. But they just work so well together, and I just, but Robin is engaged already to her childhood sweetheart, so you kind of think, oh, maybe she won't because she's with this other guy, but you can't help but dislike him, and you just want him to get together with Cormoran. So, but you really, really, really care about these characters, so it's not that you're just like a washed up alcoholic private detective that you're following around. You're actually like wanting them to form this relationship, and it's just so nice. And I'd give both of them 5 out of 5 stars. They're just so good, so good. And I'm borrowing these off a friend at work. That's why I don't have the first one, because I gave the first one back to her and she's lent me this one. She's got the third one, which she said she'll lend me this week, so I'll start reading that this month. And then J.K. Rowling's releasing the 4th one this month anyway, so I might have to get that too. But well worth a read. Really, really, really good. So that is my August wrap up. I have got a few books that are almost finished. So I'll probably have another 3 or 4 by the end of the week. As I say, I'll try and do a few more videos over this month. I might just do like a tag video or something just to get myself back into the swing of it, because I miss it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.